Hello everyone, again. This is part 2 of my original video where Ultron was the big bad of the MCU. Since Iron Man didn't get a sequel in Phase 1, his sequel will be here instead of Iron Man 3. But this Iron Man 2 would be a lot different than the actual one. With instead of the villain being Whiplash, it would be Crimson Dynamo and Titanium Man. Lev Schreiber as Crimson Dynamo and Peter Stormare as Titanium Man. The reason I chose these two is mostly because they just fit better into the plot than Whiplash. Because in Armor Wars, the comics, they stole Iron Man's technology to build their suits. So I just thought it was the most natural idea. Also, they're more robotic, like Ultron, so yeah. And Tony Stark would be the one to upgrade Rhodey's suit. And in the final fight, Iron Man and War Machine fight Crimson Dynamo and Titanium Man. War Machine killed Crimson Dynamo, and Iron Man knocked out Titanium Man. In the post-credit scene, Hank Pym told Tony Stark that he was creating something called Project Ultron. For the Dark World would basically be the same. Captain America the Winter Soldier would also pretty much be the same, except for Black Widow being replaced by Hawkeye, because they have a plan for Black Widow that is more close to the comics. Since this is a more grounded saga, and we're not going into space or anything, we're going to have the West Coast Avengers instead of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Their team would consist of Wonder Man, played by John Hamm, Tigra, played by Vanessa Ferlito, Mockingbird as Adrian Palicki. The main villain, Baron Zemo, is played by Daniel Brühl. This is technically an Avengers movie, but it isn't. The Avengers got 3 new members: War Machine, Falcon, and Hawkeye. They were also getting invitations from the Maximoff twins, Wanda aka Scarlet Witch, and Pietro aka Quicksilver. And Nick Fury was realising that the Avengers couldn't be everywhere at once to save the day. So Nick Fury made some of the Avengers members join a new team, those being Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver. Then they met the people that Nick Fury recruited for their team. Wonder Man, a man named Baron Zemo, gave him ionic energy which gave him powers, and a Tigra. Then Arnim Zola, a scientist from World War II who actually worked with Red Skull, but then he started getting a virus. So he put his consciousness into a robot. So then there's a big fight between the team and Arnim. Quicksilver sacrificed himself to defeat him, leaving Wanda in shambles. Hawkeye then comforted Wanda. Then Mockingbird got sent by Nick Fury to be the replacement of Quicksilver. That's when the team gets their name. Then Mockingbird said that Arnim worked for Baron Zemo. Wonder Man is shocked at this. That's when the team looks for Baron Zemo. Wanda and Wonder Man started a romance as well. Hawkeye and Mockingbird fell in love too. The team then finds Baron Zemo. In the end, Baron Zemo is defeated and taken to jail. Mockingbird then revealed she was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and that she has to leave the team to go back to S.H.I.E.L.D. But Hawkeye convinces her to stay. Editing Dylan here. Anyway, the reason my voice was so low then is because I had a cold when I was recording that, so yeah. The rest won't be like it though. The next movie is Avengers Control, with the main villain being Purple Man, played by David Tennant, because this is the replacement of Age of Ultron. Tigra isn't in this movie because, yeah. We see a montage of Avengers fighting villains. Ant-Man and Falcon versus Taskmaster. Iron Man, Captain America, and War Machine for Whiplash. And the other Avengers were fighting other villains. Then we cut to some Croatian spies. They're trying to steal something. But when they were going to steal that thing, purple smoke suddenly went everywhere and filled their lungs. All the creation spies suddenly died, except for one of them. And he turns into Purple Man. Then the guards came, but Purple Man used his new power, mind control. Then the mind-controlled ones fought the other guards. Then we get our title card, Avengers Control. Creation City suddenly went out of power completely. After every policeman went to check, they didn't come back until a giant army with Purple Man came. Then Purple Man mind-controlled a pilot. Then Purple Man and his mind-controlled followers go off in the plane. Then the plane went above Los Angeles. Nick Fury called the West Coast Avengers to tell them. Then Scarlet Witch stops the plane. Then a guard attacked Wanda. Wonder Man then killed that guard. Hawkeye then shoots down the plane. Then Purple Man came out. Then mind controlling Hawkeye. Hawkeye and Mockingbird started to fight. Scarlet Witch goes to turn Hawkeye back to normal, but Hawkeye ran away swiftly. Then Purple Man magically disappeared. At Avengers HQ, Steve got a call from Wanda saying how a Purple Man went on the loose. Then Ant-Man came in saying he made a new suit for Wasp. Then God suddenly crashed through the door. Then Thor said that they were trespassing. But then they started shooting Thor. Thor then knocks all of them out. Ant-Man experiments on them and then figures out they were mind-controlled by Purple Man. Purple Man suddenly comes in and mind-controls War Machine. And then War Machine fights Iron Man. Wasp tries to fight War Machine. Captain America and Falcon then fight War Machine. Purple Man then fights Wasp. Then Bruce Banner became Hulk. Then Hulk starts fighting Purple Man, but suddenly mind controls him. Hulk then destroys the building. Thor then smashed Hulk away. Hulk comes back and the two start fighting. Tony then managed to knock out War Machine. Then he flew away to get something. Iron Man then finds Ant-Man and tells him to suit up. Ant-Man then went away, suited up. Iron Man then came back in his new Hulkbuster suit. Hulk and Iron Man then start to fight. Then we cut back to Hawkeye. Then Hawkeye met Black Widow. The two then start to fight. Hawkeye then snapped back to normal. He thanks Black Widow. Then Black Widow says her origin. Then the two go to look for the West Coast Avengers. Hawkeye then called Mockingbird. Mockingbird then says she's in New York with the team. The West Coast Avengers then help Iron Man fight Hulk. Thor and Captain America then fight Purple Man, trying to avoid eye contact. Black Widow and Hawkeye then return. Purple Man then gets killed after a joint effort of the Avengers. Bruce Banner then turns back to normal, but he gets arrested for all the damage he's caused. But in the end, Ultron suddenly powered on for no reason and killed Wonder Man. But Ant-Man quickly turns him off so he doesn't cause any more damage. The next movie is Ant-Man and the Wasp 2, with Yellow Jacket as the villain.